Weeks ago, 44 educators were elected as Teachers of the Year, representing each of the Newport News Public Schools. This impressive field of teachers and counselors was narrowed down to 7 amazing finalists. From these finalists, 3 educators were selected by a distinguished selection committee to represent each grade level. The Prize Patrol invited some very special guests to help recognize the top 3 honorees, their principals. While adhering to social distancing guidelines, administrators, selection committee members, and principals visited Tanisha Hurd Williams, a special education teacher at Carver Elementary with 18 years of teaching experience. Angela Ellsworth Fair, a lead teacher in collaborative studies at Huntington Middle School with 26 years of experience. And Ashley Chessard, a science teacher at Minchville High who's been teaching for 14 years. Each teacher was overjoyed to see their principal in person rather than at their weekly Zoom meeting, as they were honored for the skill and care they bring to the classroom or virtual learning environment day after day. A week after recognizing the top 3 honorees, it was time to narrow down the field once more and honor the 2020-2021 Teacher of the Year, who will represent all of Newport News Public Schools. And the top honor goes to Ashley Chessard from Minchville High School. Minchville's principal, Bobby Surrey, personally made the announcement to Ashley at her house as a parade of cars drove by in her honor. Fellow teachers from Minchville, the school's leadership team, school board members, and administrators held up signs, honked horns, and cheered for the newly selected Teacher of the Year. Superintendent Dr. George Parker thanked Ashley for her shining example among a field of exemplary educators and for all of the ways her efforts have impacted students at Minchville and across Newport News Public Schools. Ashley was honored and surprised by the accolade and stressed that teaching is a team sport. But the atmosphere that Ashley creates in her classroom and the personal attention and devotion she offers all of her students reflect how she shines brightest.
When I saw her with her students, when the light sort of came on, she was like that kid looking through the microscope for the first time and seeing these organisms and wow, look at this, a world opened up. And I think for teachers that care, it's that world opening up every single day when they're in that classroom.
It's very cool to watch her teach because she has this way of encouraging students who aren't even really interested in the subject to become scientists themselves.
It was so amazing because we got to figure out what we were really interested in and what we would like to pursue in our future.
It makes the classroom experience easier for the kids because you kind of feel like you're not just getting this hard-cut lesson and just notes thrown at you. You feel like you're getting a discussion. You feel like you're talking to a friend and a teacher, and you feel like you're getting everything you can out of that lesson.
Through her experiments, she just gets everyone sort of on the same track of, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna learn about this and I'm going to figure out how to do these things for myself, and really just breeding curiosity in the classroom.
But it's about what makes this student successful and how can I make this one who's struggling successful. A lot of that comes with the ability to build relationships with her students. She does that every day. She's always willing to listen, always willing to help, always willing to come up with a better plan so that it works.
She decided to have a one-on-one session with me after school. She stayed behind regardless of the plans that she had, and she took her time and taught me a whole lesson in under an hour. I had missed maybe a week and a half that month, and she somehow taught me a week and a half worth of AP Biology in a 1-hour cram session.
But Ms. Chessard is always the one that just is pushing and encouraging kids to stay after and get the help they need. And I've never heard her ever turn down one student that needed that extra help.
Every morning of junior year before the bell rang for homeroom, I went to Ms. Chessard's class. It didn't matter what was going on that day, I would just go to her and be like, okay, this is what I need to talk about. And she would just be like, okay, you've got this. And she would just be like, Delaney, this is what you're gonna do. And I was like, okay. And in between breaks, at lunch, after school, no matter what I needed, she was there.
Chisard really has such a heart for her students, and she's so dedicated not only to their time at Menchfield, but to their time beyond. And she's really willing to put forth that interest in her students.
I've just never had a connection like that with the teacher before.
When I look back on my high school career, I will always remember the relationship I've built with her and just everything she's done for me, and that will be truly one of the most inspirational things in the rest of my life.
I have never, ever experienced someone who just cares about her students to the point where she takes everything out of her time and goes full force into teaching and goes full force into loving her students.
Congratulations to Ashley Chisard and all of this year's Teachers of the Year. Our students are still learning because of their continued dedication and hard work.